Hello everyone, I'm Ishita Vani, a student of class 11th. So I'll be talking about natural disasters and disaster management techniques. I believe it is an important, pertinent topic for us teenagers because it's us who as youth are responsible for our country's future as the change makers of the society. Thus, we need to be at the core of this burgeoning issue and what steps as citizens and future professionals we should make to overcome this global challenge. Earthquakes, storms, heat waves, and floods have been the leading causes of death from natural disaster during the past year, affecting many regions across the world. According to World Economic Forum, the most recent figures show that in the last 20 years, nearly 7,348 major disaster events were recorded globally, claiming 1.23 million lives. These events costed around $2.97 trillion in economic losses, with 8 out of the 10 most affected countries being in Asia. According to Mami Mizotori, the UN Secretary, the good news is that more lives have been saved, but the bad news is more people are being affected by the expanding climate emergency. If we take a closer look at India, almost 85% of the country is vulnerable to one or more hazards, such as earthquakes, floods, cyclones, droughts, and landslides, and whatnot. According to National Institute of Disaster Management, more than 50 million people are affected by natural disasters annually. Experts say that India's preparedness lags far behind what is needed given the magnitude of the potential dangers. Although a 2005 law on disaster management has been put into effect at national level, yet it exists only on paper in a few states and districts. India's vulnerability arises in part because of a lack of know-how for assessing risks at local level, poor enforcement of standards and regulations, and inadequate risk mitigation. Hence, it is the need of the hour that India should work more on strengthening its capacities to face disasters. Rapid urbanization, which destroys the natural ecology, is leading to climate change. Dynamic changes in environment makes it difficult to make predictions about the movement of people and the damages that may occur because of the natural disaster. So the historical data provides the technological paradigm to conduct an efficient analysis of vast quantities of data. There is a need for an ever more sophisticated skill set to manage disaster and natural catastrophe. Here, there is a need to introduce natural disaster management policies and apply appropriate levels of IT and equipment to enhance the capabilities of disaster management policies. In general, the disaster management cycle comprises of four distinct phases. These are mitigation, preparedness, responses, and recovery. In these different disaster management phases, big data can play an important role to monitor and detect natural hazards, mitigate their effects, assist in relief efforts, and contribute to recovery and reconstruction processes. While I was doing my research, I came across some reports by United Nations that stated that about 90% of all natural disasters are weather related. With technological advancements such as machine learning and artificial intelligence, it is easier for scientists to address the issues for better. To help reduce the loss of life, scientists today employ AI and ML to better predict and anticipate natural disasters and improve the weather forecasting. A larger quantity of weather data can now be analyzed faster, more accurately, and in greater detail. It can also help technologists create forecasting models that can automatically alert the authorities. Also, moreover, predictive solutions for earthquakes now make use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. These technologies are capable of processing and interpreting a large quantity of data. During a disaster, ineffective communication channels, overburdened response systems, satellite disruptions, and internet blackouts further impede people from getting help. That's where the value of IoT sensors that collect data and systematically broadcast signals is important. Response team can also use the sensor data for coordination, analytics, outreach strategies, and on-the-ground tactics. Timing is everything in a disaster situation. By incorporating IoT data into emergency response plans, public sector agencies and responders can use real-time information to make plans and reach out to citizens who need help. At the same time, only sophisticated algorithms will soon be able to handle in-depth analysis of data. These can come from multiple domains such as geophysics, atmosphere, ocean, or the entire biosphere. So since technology has been evolving at a rapid pace and many new fields are being introduced, I believe youth should actively contribute in these fields. Now, furthermore, I think in order to avoid catastrophic consequences of natural disasters, there should be wiser steps taken. The communication of risks and population awareness should be carried out through an active methodology based on community meetings and dissemination of videos, posters, brochures, and guides that are adaptive to primary and secondary school pupils or teenagers and adults. As my mentor Ikeda Sensei says, the essence of our environmental problem is how we can go about creating a society that will exist in harmony with the ecosystem. For this reason, it is a compound problem that transcends the boundaries of politics, economics, science, and technology. This is an issue that cannot be solved successfully from only a political and economic viewpoint of individual nations. So we must instead proceed with a reformation of the consciousness of all the Earth's people, a task that renders the need for internal spirituality all the more necessary. Not to mention that social media is a platform where youth of this generation spend a considerable amount of time. So it should be used to spread awareness among the youngsters as well. Also, I think it is our generation that has the most influence over the society. So teens could join or start a teen community emergency response team that is commonly known as teen CERT, and they can be leaders of their own community. So I would like to conclude by saying each one of us has the potential to make a difference, to make a change. But when it comes to making a change, you have to want it more than you fear it.